the moment you stop caring about what drains you, is the moment your real life finally begins. Listen, there comes a point in your life where you just get tired of overthinking, tired of explaining yourself, tired of proving your worth to people who were never planning to see it in the first place. And that's when something powerful happens. Something quiet, yet unstoppable. You stop caring, not in a cold, angry way, not in a disrespectful way, but in a liberating way, a way that frees your mind, your peace, and your purpose. Because the truth is, most people are not tired because of life. They are tired because of attachment. Attachment to opinions, attachment to approval, attachment to outcomes they can't control. And when you let go of that attachment, life suddenly becomes lighter. You start waking up with clarity. You start moving with purpose. You start choosing silence over drama. You start choosing peace over proving yourself. And you start choosing growth over being understood. See, Denzel Washington once said something powerful. Don't chase people. Do your work and stay focused. The right people will come to you, and that is exactly what happens when you stop caring about the wrong things. You automatically make room for the right things to enter your life. But many people misunderstand this phrase. When you stop caring, they think it means being emotionless. No, it means being selective. Selective about where your heart goes. Selective about where your energy goes. Selective about what deserves your peace. Because here's the truth. When you care about everything, you lose yourself. When you care about everyone's opinion, you forget your own voice. When you care too much about being liked, you stop being real. But when you finally stop caring about the noise, the distractions, the people who don't clap for you, your life transforms. You start living with power. You start breathing again. You start choosing better. Your confidence rises. Your focus sharpens. And doors start opening that were never available to you when you were drowning in fear, pressure, and validation seeking. This message today, this isn't just motivation. This is a reminder, a wake-up call. Because some of you are one decision away from a completely different life. One boundary away from peace. One no away from clarity. One moment of courage away from freedom. And it all begins when you stop caring about what never mattered in the first place. So let's break this down. Let's go deeper. Let me give you 5 powerful keynotes that will show you exactly how your life transforms when you stop caring, and how to step into a version of yourself you've never met before. Every single day, millions of people wake up and live their lives controlled not by truth, not by purpose, but by opinions. People are wearing masks, dimming their light, suppressing their potential, just to avoid judgment. They don't take the risk because what will people say? They don't pursue their dream because what if people laugh? They don't leave that toxic environment because what if people talk? But here's the painful truth. People will talk no matter what you do. If you succeed, they talk. If you fail, they talk. If you stay silent, they still talk. So why let the noise of others silence the voice within you? When you stop caring about opinions, something extraordinary happens. You reconnect with yourself. You start listening to your own intuition again. You start making decisions based on what's right for your future, not what's comfortable for someone else's ego. Think of this. Have you ever noticed how children are fearless? They sing loudly, dance freely, speak openly. They don't think, will they judge me? But slowly, over time, society conditions them to care too much. And that's how we lose ourselves. But the moment you stop caring about judgment, the real you comes back. Your creativity returns. Your courage returns. Your clarity returns. Your ambition returns. You start believing again. You start trying again. You start dreaming again. And here's the surprising part. When you stop caring about people's opinions, people start respecting you more. Why? Because confidence is magnetic. Self-belief is powerful. Authenticity is rare. You know what Denzel Washington says? It's not about what they call you. It's about what you answer to. When you stop answering to fear, when you stop answering to insecurity, when you stop answering to limitations placed by others, you rise. You grow. You elevate. You weren't born to be liked. You were born to be real. You were born to be bold. You were born to be you. And you can only meet your true self the day you stop living in the shadows of other people's opinions. Let me tell you something real. Something most people never realize until it's too late. Your heart has a limited amount of space, and the wrong people know how to overcrowd it. Some of you are drained, exhausted, mentally tired, not because your life is hard, but because you're carrying people who would never lift you if the roles were reversed. You give them attention. You give them time. You give them loyalty. You give them effort. And in return, they give you nothing but stress, confusion, and disappointment. You care too much about calling first. You care too much about keeping the peace. You care too much about fixing everything alone. You care too much about being the good person, even when it destroys you. But here's the truth, nobody teaches you growing up. You don't owe loyalty to people who treat you like an option. Love doesn't require self-destruction. Caring doesn't mean sacrificing your peace. Being supportive doesn't mean accepting disrespect. Denzel Washington once said, "Some people come into your life for a lifetime, some for a season. You've got to know which is which." The problem is, we keep holding on to seasonal people like they're permanent. We expect consistency from people who are only capable of convenience. We expect honesty from people whose whole life is built on excuses. We expect loyalty from people whose hearts were never committed in the first place. But the moment you stop caring about people who don't care about you, your emotional world transforms. Because here's what happens to one. You stop overextending yourself. No more breaking yourself to keep someone else whole. No more pouring from an empty cup. No more apologizing for things that were never your fault. Point 2. Your mental peace returns. You know what steals peace? Chasing people, overthinking texts, begging for effort, waiting for closure. When you stop caring, you stop chasing. When you stop chasing, you stop hurting. 3. You give energy to people who actually value it. The right people don't drain you, they refill you, support you, and grow with you. 4. You protect your emotional space. Your heart becomes your home. You no longer allow anyone to walk through it with dirty shoes. But the most powerful transformation, your standards rise. You start seeing who deserves access to you and who doesn't. You stop entertaining inconsistency. You stop tolerating bare minimum effort. You stop begging for attention that should have been given freely. Your confidence rises not from arrogance, but from self-respect. When you stop caring about the wrong people, you make room for the right people. You make room for healing. You make room for peace. You make room for growth. And life becomes simple. If they don't respect your value, they don't deserve your presence. Not everyone you lose is a loss. Some are blessings, just in reverse. Asterisk, do you know what stops most people from reaching their full potential? It's not a lack of opportunity. It's not lack of talent. It's not bad luck. It's fear. Fear of failing. Fear of messing up. Fear of being embarrassed. Fear of not being good enough. But here's the truth. Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Denzel Washington has a powerful quote. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. Let that sink in. Every great person you admire, entrepreneurs, athletes, leaders, they all have one thing in common. They stopped caring about failing. They stopped caring about looking stupid. They stopped caring about what others would think. And that courage unlocks levels in their life that comfort never could. Let me tell you this. You will fail. You will make mistakes. You will fall short. You will have setbacks. But guess what? Every failure carries a lesson. Every mistake carries wisdom. Every setback carries redirection. Every no pushes you closer to the right yes. When you stop caring about failure, you become unstoppable. You start taking risks you avoided for years. Risks that change your destiny. 1. You take action while others overthink. Most people lose not because they're incapable, but because they're scared to start. Point 2. You stop playing life safe. Safe choices create small lives. Bold choices create big futures. 3. You learn faster than everyone else. Failing doesn't slow you down. It strengthens you. 4. You build resilience when failure no longer scares you. Nothing does. Imagine this for a moment. What would you do if you were not afraid of failing? Start a business. Move cities. Cut off the wrong people. Go all in on your dream. Take that opportunity. Speak your truth. Become who you were meant to be. Everything you want in life is hiding behind fear. And the moment you stop caring about failure, the door opens. People who win are not smarter, they're braver. They choose courage over comfort, growth over safety, action over excuses. So today, I challenge you, stop worrying about failing. Start worrying about never trying, because failure is temporary. Regret is forever.